A trailblazer and a dedicated public servant. That's how Congressman Josh Harder is remembering his colleague, Senator Dianne Feinstein, this morning as the country learns of her death. He joins me now live from D.C., where she passed in her home there overnight. Congressman, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to be here.
First, what went through your mind when you first heard that Senator Feinstein had left us? And we just heard some emotional words from Senator Padilla on the Senate floor. What's the mood there in D.C.?
I think people are incredibly sad. She lived a deep life of service, 54 years of public service in an elected capacity across the state of California. She wasn't just a trailblazer, as you pointed out, as the first female senator from California. She was really good at this job. She was incredibly effective, passing an assault rifles ban, fighting for Central Valley water, not because it was easy politically, but because it was the right thing to do. And I think our whole state is going to miss her.
You know, I visited many times about the need for better water policy in the Central Valley, and with the WIN Act, she helped bring more water to farmers there. Is there a time with her talking about water or another particular issue over the last few years that really stands out in your mind?
When I was a new member of Congress, I had a chance to sit down with her for lunch, and here I am, a 30-year-old, fresh-eyed, bushy-tailed novice, not knowing what was really going on, and I expected to spend our whole lunch talking about water, talking about all of her policy priorities where she was such a champion. Instead, we spent an hour talking about her dog, Kirby, and the work that she was doing with the Humane Society. She wasn't just a good legislator, she was a good person. She was so kind to the folks that worked around her, and I think that legacy really speaks to her, how good she was at getting things done. When I think about role models for my daughter, Lillian, I think of folks like Senator Feinstein, and I think we can use more folks like her.
Speaking of that legacy, as a Democrat, Senator Feinstein had a great reputation for reaching out to Republicans and trying to find common ground. And that's something sorely needed right this minute as the country is on the verge of another government shutdown.
Absolutely. This shutdown is going to end the same way every other shutdown in history has ended, by coming to the center. The only question is how many folks are going to be hurt by partisan politicians putting their own interests ahead of the country. Time and time again, Senator Feinstein was one of those bipartisan legislators who found the center, who got deals done working across party lines. I wish we had her leadership today, because we certainly need it.
As Feinstein struggled to recover from shingles earlier this year, that kept her away from Washington and sort of started this debate that seeped into the presidential campaign about how long people should serve. Some would say the flip side of that coin is that there's no substitute for experience.
Absolutely. And I think she was so effective at her job because she knew the issues better than anyone. She traveled to every corner of California, and her record speaks for itself. I think when I look across what we need to see in the next senator from California, I think I'd like to see the same dedication to every county across California, not just the Bay Area, not just Los Angeles. That's very rare to see in a statewide political figure across California. But Dianne Feinstein was one of the only people who showed up time and time again in the Central Valley. And I hope we see that same type of leadership from her successor.
If we could subtract all the partisan interests, what do you think all lawmakers can learn from Senator Feinstein's example?
That it takes persistence. It took her years and years to get some of these efforts across the finish line. Take something like the assault rifles ban, one of the most monumental moments in her career was taking over the mayorship of San Francisco after a terrible tragedy. She used that experience to push and push and push. It took her decades, but that persistence finally paid off in the end, and our families across the entire country were safer because of it. So I hope we can see that same sort of persistence in the future.
And many families across the country, many lawmakers thinking about her example, what she did for the country as mayor of San Francisco, which she did all throughout her life. Thank you so much for sharing your remembrances with us this morning. We appreciate you.
Thank you.